Good evening. Thank you, Naresh. I think as Naresh mentioned, I'm going to talk a little bit about two journals that are published by the Academy of Marketing Science. I'm currently the editor of AMS Review. As you listen to our distinguished panel here, as you can see, there is a broad spectrum of journals in the marketing field. If you look at the official definition of the field of marketing from the American Marketing Association, it's the creation, dissemination of product offerings that have value for customers, clients, and society as a whole. And all of the journals that we've talked about, in many ways, they are designed to address issues that relate to this broad domain of marketing. The Journal of Academy of Marketing Science, that was established in the 1970s, has done extremely well over the last few decades, thanks to the contributions of scholars like Dave Stewart and Rajan Vardarajan. I think, as Naresh mentioned, they have served as editors of the Journal of Academy of Marketing Science. Journals take a long time to really establish their credibility. I think in Journal of Academy of Marketing Science is an excellent example of a journal that over the years, I think, has become a very important part, I think, of the scholarly apparatus of the marketing discipline. In fact, just recently, as Rob Palmatier is very proud to say, he's the current editor-in-chief of the Journal of Academy of Marketing Science, that JAMS is now part of the Financial Times list of journals. I think, so receiving that recognition, I think, is an important, signal about the international reputation of the journal. Journal of Marketing and Journal of Academy of Marketing Science, JAMS, if you look at them, they really are quite similar, I think, in terms of the kinds of research they publish. I think so what Rajan was talking about, a Journal of Marketing probably would apply, I think, to Journal of Academy of Marketing Science, I think, as well. However, there are a few differences. Rob Palmatier, who's the current editor-in-chief, he's the first editor of JAMS who has instituted an AE system, an associate editor system. And he uses the AE system a little bit differently compared to some of the other AEs at Journal of Marketing. So the article that you submit to JAMS actually goes through a proper review process, but an AE is assigned to the article only if Rob Palmatier, the editor, feels that there is a real promise in that particular article. If the article does not seem to have promise based on the initial reviews, Rob Palmatier will make a decision directly on the manuscript, and the AE is not involved in the decision-making process. The reason why that is being done is because Rob believes that the time of the AEs is very precious, and we need to sort of really spend more time of that scarce resource of the AEs to develop articles that have promise.